I had a dream the other night, and let me tell you, I haven't had a dream like this in a long time. And I didn't know that I was going to be giving you guys this message until I was told two words: share it. Now, in this next season, there is going to be an overwhelming amount of people meeting their kingdom spouse, their twin flame, their soulmate, their divine partner, whatever you want to call it. But the one that you are to carry out the rest of this mission with, in partnership, is on the way. In fact, for some of you guys, you already know them, or you may not know them, but they just may know you. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the dream that God not only gave me, but told me to share. And then I'm going to be taking it over to the Patreon to tell you what you have to do in this season and a few other extra special surprises that may be on the way. So let's get into this dream. All right, so in this dream, you were driving up this hill and you parked the car. You got out with a friend and you began to walk up the hill to what was a huge multi-million-dollar movie set. Now, as you're walking up the hill, you see the big crane, you see the cameras, you see the actors, but there is the director sitting in a chair, in the director's chair. He can sense someone walking up behind him, so he gets up and his face lights up like a Christmas tree. He walks towards you, you walk towards him, and you guys greet with a hug. He's really excited to see you, and so excited that he barely even acknowledges the friend that you had with you. He brings you over to the director's chair, and he insists that you sit down. Have a seat right here. Now, when you sat down in the director's chair, he walked onto the set, and he got in front of the camera, and he began to act. So he switched up his place on the set. Now, you sat in the director's chair and you happily watched. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to direct or take over a specific job of his, but you just happily watched. He didn't want you to stand. He wanted you to be comfortable, okay? Now, later on that evening, you and this person went out and you guys were alone. And you had an intimate moment, an intimate make-out moment, like where you guys were kissing and you were filled with these butterflies, and it was just as if you were melting in the arms of this person. And one thing I do want to mention is that this person, this male that you walked up to, he was 6 feet 6 inches in height. He was 6'6". Okay, so as you were kissing, you were feeling amazing, the person began to fizzle and fade away. And you're like, wait, what's your name? And that's when he said, Sam, Sammy. All right, guys, so that is how the dream ended. But that is not where the revelation ended, okay? Because the revelation came in. It came flooding in so many different ways. So I'm going to be breaking down to you these different ways what this means for you, okay? So we're going to be starting here on YouTube with these blue messages, okay? I'm going to be talking about the setting. Why were you on a film set? You know, what does that mean? Why was he the director? Why was he the actor? Things of that, okay? We're going to be talking about the set, what those things mean. Then I'm going to break down Sam. Sam, God gave me as an acronym, as well as the meaning of the name Sam, so you can know who this is coming into your life and a little bit more about that, okay? Then I'm going to leave you guys with a few other special messages, things that you need to know. I'm going to hit you with one of these definitions of something that this person is going to do or bring when they come into your life. Then we're going over to the Patreon. These pink messages are about you, your preparation. Now, keep in mind, you can be male or female. You're going to take it how it applies. Sam can be Sam as a man. Sam can be Samantha, okay? So take it how it applies. But these are going to apply to the feminine energy. So this is the masculine energy. This is the feminine energy, okay? Then we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about, you know, what God is trying to show you about this person or what God is showing them about you, because, you know, some of you guys are getting looked at from afar. Then these messages here, we're going to be talking about the other people on the outside looking in, because it's important not only to know that someone is coming, but how are you going to protect this union? How are you going to keep outside oppressors from trying to break these things? Because you're not going to be able to be broken from this person, but it doesn't mean that other people won't try to inflict drama. Okay, so we are going to be jumping into the messages. Let us go ahead and let's talk about who is Sam. All right, you guys. So we're going to first talk about the set. Okay, so this set was on the top of a hill. You had to drive upward to get there. Okay, so this means some of you guys are going up. You're going upward. Your spouse, the person that you are going to be hooked up with, your divine partner, is on another level. They're on the upper level, or they're on the up and up, okay, something like that. Now, this also was outside, so it's something public. Your person, this new person, may be publicly known, okay? They may have some type of open work that you can see, okay? It's for the public, okay? Maybe publicly known. This was set in the South. The dream was actually set in Atlanta, so it may mean the person may be from there. You may be from there. You may meet the person while you're visiting there. This person could be from the South or something like that, Southern hospitality, whatever the case may be. There may be a connection to Atlanta, okay? And the director's chair, that's something else that's really important, okay? If he is the director, that means he is in charge of other people. He is the leader. He's the one who tells others what to do. With being the director comes a lot of extra responsibility. So don't be surprised if you meet this person and they are in charge of other people. You may meet somebody who is the, the boss of the company, the manager, the supervisor, you know what I mean? Somebody who's in charge of other people. Their fate lies in this person's hands, okay? Now, the interesting thing about it is that he gave his chair up to you. Now, I know that may seem like, okay, you get in that position now, he wants you to start directing, but it doesn't mean that. He wants you to be comfortable, okay? He trusts you with something that nobody else can do, or a place or position that nobody else can be in. Nobody else on the set can sit in a director's chair, but for you, he'll gladly give it up, because he knows that him giving up that chair makes you more comfortable, okay? So that's another thing important to know. Okay, now, he was also the actor. So he has other public roles in life, okay? Now, he can actually be like an entertainer, an entrepreneur. He can actually be an actor or do something in front of the camera, maybe social media influencer, something like that. But his role is in front of the camera as well as behind the camera, okay? Now, I got that in some type of ways. So the director's chair is home. Your person may have to travel or may go all over the country or whatever, and you're going to hold down the fort. So let's say this person has a home or an empire, or they have a business, and then they have to go away on a business meeting. They're going to leave you in charge. So where all of these employees are looking like, oh yeah, the boss is gone, the leader is gone, it's like, now they looking at the wife, or now they looking at the husband. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later on the Patreon, but some people are not going to like that. Some people are not going to like the fact that, wait a minute, you just got here and now you get to sit in that position and tell me what to do. Well, who are you? But they know exactly who you are, or they will. Okay, now, so that's home and that's away. So the home is representing the director's chair, where he run the household, or, she run, however y'all dynamic is. And when that person leaves, you take over that role. I hold down the household. I hold down the businesses or whatever. When they're in front of the camera, that's away. That's out. That's the travel. That's the business. That's taking care of things, okay? So they're going to have different roles. You guys are going to do multiple roles. And when that person has to leave, you're going to pick up in that area, okay? This is just the dynamic I'm seeing of how it's going to work, okay? Okay, so he was sitting. But when you came, he stood up so that you could sit down, okay? And then he went to work. That's significant, okay? So you may meet a person who is not, let's say, pursuing their dreams, or they don't have that much ambition. But when you walk into their life, they're going to say, oh my God, I got to take care of this person. I got to take care of home. I want this person to sit right here, and I want to be able to have this person, when I want this person. So I would rather you sit down and I go out there and take it over, okay? So however that applies, don't have to be the man doing that, or, whatever. However it works in your dynamic, okay? So Now that we know about the set, I want to tell you a little bit more about Sam. All right, now, as God gave it to me, SAM is an acronym for someone amazingly magnificent. Okay, now it just doesn't have to be someone amazingly magnificent, just all in general, just maybe to you. You ever met somebody and you was looking at them like, what is so great about that person? But it doesn't matter because that person wasn't for you. That person was for them. So you're going to meet someone who people may not understand or people may absolutely get it. But to you, Sam is someone amazingly magnificent. Okay, now the name Sam means told by God. It means God hears or God has heard. Ain't that something? Can you imagine how I flipped out when I went to the name meaning? I was like, go look it up. Go see what the name means. You think someone amazingly magnificent is fine. Wait until you read the definition of the name. And it's just like, what? So for some of you all, God heard your prayers about marriage. God heard your prayers. He's seen your tears, everything that you went through in all your past relationships, all the stuff that made you cry, all the stuff that made you hurt, all the stuff that broke you. And guess what? He heard you. Message delivered. And now he's going to do something about it. Can you imagine if you sent in a request? Let's say you live in an apartment complex and you got to send in a request for maintenance because something is broken. It's like you get that email, we have gotten your request and we're on the way to fix it. We're going to make it right. Okay. But before that paper gets to the request, before they receive it, it's that waiting period. It's that, man, did they get my email? Do they know I've been sitting here suffering? Do they know? Did they get it? God got the memo, baby. He got the memo. Now, not only did God get the memo, guess what he's doing now? He's handing out memos. Okay? So God told your husband, she's the one. And I notice I said your husband. Okay? And that's the way I put it. I'm like, not the future husband, the husband be, the spouse to be. No. Your husband. Bam. God already pointed you out and said, she's the one. Ladies or fellas, it might be you getting the memo. God is pointing to a specific person, like that's your one. Okay? Male or female, take it how it applies to you. Now, another thing that I want to mention about Sam. Sam was 6'6" in the dream. Okay? So that represents a covering. This person will cover you. Now, if you're a man, again, you're going to have to take this how it applies. You may be that man. You may be a man who's 5'4", you know, but God is trying to tell you your spirit is 6'6", and it doesn't matter if you're that height, you're still going to be able to cover your wife and cover your family, okay? Don't let your height talk you out of your wife. Ooh, okay? You know what I mean? Don't let your height talk you out your wife. Okay, now, also the simple fact that you guys were on this like movie set, he's a creator of his own world, okay? So fellas, if this is you, you need to be creating your own world, creating your own empire. You know how you sometimes meet somebody and you be all up under them like you ain't got no life? Okay, fellas, make sure you're building a life already. So when she comes into your life, you already have something to kind of offer, or this is what we're going to do, or whatever, okay? So create your own world. And ladies, this is another sign and a clue for you, so you don't go get tricked by the wrong person, the imposter, the counterfeit, okay? The karmic, whatever you want to call it. He has his own world. He has his own thing going on, okay? And if he doesn't, he has at least an idea or a direction, and he's working towards that, okay? But that's what Sam is going to have, okay? Sam is already going to have it going on. Remember, Sam is someone amazingly magnificent, and this person has been, number one, told by God, and for you, God has heard you, okay? He has heard your prayers, and I think out of this entire message, that is probably the most exciting part. Now, let's get to some more special messages before we take it to the Patreon. All right, so special message number one. Listen, right now you are being viewed, or God is highlighting you to a specific person. You better smile, baby. Put on your outfit, do your hair, you know, be presentable, because the person is watching. And it's not to say, oh, if you're having a bummy day, this person is just going to totally disregard you. But let's say on the day that you first meet this person, you feel bummy, you don't feel confident, You don't really want to talk to this person. You don't understand why this person is looking at you. You don't want to give this person your number. You just want to go somewhere and run and hide. Therefore, you can't be, show your personality and be who you usually would be. And, things just don't go the way that you want them to, okay? You don't want to have anxiety surrounding this meeting, okay? So make sure you just take the time to do your hair and makeup and get yourself together, okay? If you do makeup, because some of y'all be like, girl, I don't need no makeup, and you better work. All right. Some type of confirmation is being given to your spouse right now. And I even got the word suddenly. I got a little star by it. Suddenly, okay? Suddenly, you're going to be on the mind of somebody. Suddenly, somebody going to have a dream about you. Suddenly, God's just going to drop down a download, okay? And it's just going to come to this person like, that's my wife. Like, whoa, okay? It's going to hit them. And for some of you ladies, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to be told, that's your husband. And you're going to be like, nah. You're going to doubt it. Let me tell you the stage. You're going to doubt it for a while. You're going to be like, no, I'm crazy. Then you're going to be like, for real? You're going to be like, can you confirm? And then you're going to be like, can you confirm again? And then you're going to just keep asking for confirmations all the way up into the wedding, girl. You're going to be all at the altar. Can you confirm? You know what I mean? So don't even worry about it, okay? Now, this is another little exciting message. They are being told about ministering to you. Now, I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? So I look up ministering, and it says attend to the needs of someone. So you're being trained specifically for the needs of your spouse, okay? Whatever it is that they need, you've already been trained and made to be that. This is why it didn't work with other people, because other people wasn't trained and made specifically for this person, or this person is being trained and made specifically for you. This is why other things didn't work out with other people, because they wasn't trained and made to accommodate you or to suit your needs. You guys' needs are going to be different, and you've both been shaped and molded to fit each other's needs. Therefore, when you come together, you fit together like a puzzle piece. Okay. So ministering, attending to the needs of someone. For some of you guys, this is your mission in your marriage. This is giving you a clue of what you need to be studying, praying about, practicing as you are getting ready. You are learning how to attend to the needs of someone. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, this relationship will be envied, but it will not be torn apart, like I told you guys earlier, okay? But it doesn't mean that it ain't going to be some people on either side who aren't going to be happy. There aren't people who, you're going to be introduced to in their life that you just showed up out the blue, and all of a sudden you get this special treatment. There's been people trying to get with this person for a long time, and all of a sudden they just drop them for you, and people don't understand, okay? You're going to be looking at you sideways. Oh, well. Okay, you will have exes upset on both sides. Some people may not understand. Y'all may not even be each other's usual types. It's just like, I can even see one ex being like, you don't even like that kind. Like, when I had that, or if I would have did that, you wouldn't even looked at me twice. Or you would have broke up with me if I would have had that, or if I was missing that, or didn't do this, and da-da-da-da-da. Here you come. This is wrong, that's wrong, and that's wrong, but you're still right for that person. Ununderstandable. Is that a word? No. Just as ununderstandable as that word is, that's how people ain't going to be able to comprehend. Okay? Now, many of your future spouses or your spouses already know who you are. And in this season, God is telling, now, I'm going to just tell some of y'all. He's telling the masculines first. Not everybody. Like I said, some of y'all ladies already know. Some of y'all ladies have been given a confirmation. But the crazy part about it is, just as you're sitting there, for real, is it true? That's the one? Don't you know there's a masculine somewhere looking at you like, God, for real? That's the one? For me? Okay. Can you confirm? Can you confirm again? So if you're doing it, they're doing it. Y'all are mirroring each other right now. And you may not even know each other. Or you may not have had that initial meeting. You may have just seen each other on social media. Something like that. You may have passed each other one time. You may have taken a class together 5 years ago. But suddenly you drop into this person's spirit. And bada bing, bada boom, they thinking about you. They know you're the one. So that's what I get for that. And now we're going to be taking it over to the Patreon, because we have to get a little bit deeper, okay? This is the feminine energy here that we're going to be talking about. I need to break some things down to you. I need to talk about why you're so special, okay? So it's a specific special thing that is happening right now that God is doing in this season in the specific thing. So if you are a feminine, then that means you are one of these people according to God's book, or according to his law. And this is why these marriages are happening right now, okay? Now, you also need to know what you need to do to prepare. There are special instructions, okay? Then we're going to be talking about, remember I told y'all those outside people who are, going to not be happy about it? Okay, well, we're going to talk about them. And then we're going to talk about how the masculine already knows and maybe what he's seeing or what God is showing him or telling him about you in preparation of this approach, okay? Also, I want to talk about what's going to happen. I got some new information on some other specific things that are going to happen. Remember, I just talked you through the whole thing. You're going to be like, okay, for real, can you confirm? Can you confirm again? Okay, there's more things that you're going to be like, okay, what is this? What is that? So we're going to cover that as well, okay? So make sure you guys click the link in the description box. Head on over to Patreon, where you're not only going to get the extended for this video, but all the other videos that I have posted thus far. So if this is where it ends for you, I thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in your next video.